Tingnan mo baka mabagsak.
The sun is yet to rise and the streets are quiet, but the Martin family is already awake. Spouses Mike and Lila handled their replica of the Black Nazarene with much care and caution. After all, the image is much older than them at 70 years old. The couple is on their way to Quiapo Church to attend the Holy Mass, where thousands are gathered to solemnly celebrate the feast of the Black Nazarene. In the eyes of devotees, faith is not something that can easily be broken. In fact, some families have been devotees for more than a century. Faith, it seemed, is passed on from one generation to the next. Notwithstanding the unpredictable weather, thousands of devotees of the Black Nazarene flocked to the Quiapo Church. As the church began to be filled with devotees, some were content to just stand outside the facade of the imposing edifice to pray, while others patiently waited for their turn to get inside, each one of them bearing prayers of thanks and supplication. In the sea of devotees were Mike and Lila.
Parang tumay yung balahibo mo, parang well-blessed ka, lalo na ang senior, kasi usually pag fiesta lang namin siya talaga na ilalabas. Healing namin, lalo na yung sa mother-in-law ko na stage 5 cancer siya. Sana makarecover at gumaling siya as cancer survivor.
Mike is now 50 years old and a third-generation devotee of the Black Nazarene in his family. Like many other devotees, Mike was introduced by his elders to the Black Nazarene at a young age. And his home is a replica of the Black Nazarene. He received it from his mother, who bought the replica in 1952. By the time Mike was born, the replica was already 20 years old.
Itong Nazareno na to is binili po ito ng mother ko as a gift niya doon sa sarili na yung 16 years old siya. Magsa-71 na itong santo na to, itong January 8. So, yun po yung binabanggit ko na antique siya. Tapos, titignan niyo yung mukha niya, hindi siya yung ganong masyadong matapang yung mga, parang antapang tignan. Yung lola ko, yung nanay ni nanay, siya talaga yung Nazareno, nagsisimba ng Quiapo. Si lola ko, every first Friday siya, mga ganon. Salin yung kay nanay nga, tapos ni nanay. Ako naman yung parang naging deboto doon. Kasi nga yung sa mga incident na nangyari sa buhay ko.
Mike's mother passed away in 2015, but his faith in the Black Nazarene never wavered. In April 2010, Mike's house caught a fire. In an event that Mike believes to be a miracle, the image of the Black Nazarene was spared, outside some minimal damage. The image of the Black Nazarene is a life-size image of Jesus Christ carrying a black wooden cross in a semi-kneeling position. According to the website of the Quiapo Church, the head of Nazareno, crowned with thorns and a diadem of 3 silver rays, portrays the suffering face of Christ. The image of the Black Nazarene was brought to the Philippines from Mexico in 1606. The image was enshrined in the first church of the Recoletos at Bagong Bayan, now known as Luneta, before being transferred to Intramuros in 1608. The image was once again transferred to Quiapo Church in 1767. Since then, the image has survived countless fires, quakes, and even the World War. Believed to be miraculous, the Nazareno would often be offered petitions and prayers for one's health and for guidance.
Nung nagkaanak ako, yung panganay kong anak kasi, baby pa siya nun, bali sakitin. Every 2 weeks na hospital. Then, after 2 weeks, ma-hospital ulit. Sinabi ng mother ko na isimba mo sa Nazareno yung anak mo, na pagdasal mo ron. Ginawa ko. Actually, umiyak po ako noon na kawawa naman po yung anak ko, na nagalingin niyo po. Sana makahanap ng best na milk para hindi na magsuka. Tinalag natin. Ganun lang po, parang tulungan niyo po yung anak ko na wag magkasakit. Ganun lang po, hindi ko sa kanya.
Mike's son is now 27 years old. It has been Mike's vow to continue his devotion for the Black Nazarene after his son's health improved. Devotees of the Black Nazarene have their own Panata, or vow. Some regularly attend the Holy Mass every Friday. Others take on more dangerous vows, one that could possibly take their lives. Traslasyon is part of the annual solemn celebration of the Feast of the Black Nazarene. It is a procession attended by millions of devotees pushing their way through the crowd to get a chance to wipe their towels or even touch the image of the Black Nazarene, in the belief that such sacrifice would be looked upon kindly by God, and their petitions and prayers would be granted. For nearly 2 decades, Mike has been a maglulubid. They are volunteers manually pulling the ropes attached to the carriage of the Black Nazarene to transport it to Quiapo Church. In over a decade of being a volunteer, it's clear for Mike, Traslasyon is not for the faint of heart, and that it is a place where faith meets danger.
Yung sa lubid, sir, napakadelikado niyan. Hindi yan biro. Pwede ka mamatay sa lubid. Pagbagsak ng barrier, kasama ako nun. So, pag upo ko, tinulak ko lang yung katawan ko pa atras para yung bugso ng tao, hindi rin ako maipit. Yung first time ko, to be honest, na kinakabahan ka kasi hindi mo alam kung makakasurvive ka. Pero magdadasal ka lang na huwag niyo po ako pababayaan, Senyor Nazareno. Maglulubid po ako. Tapos pag nakalubid ka, doon ka magdadasal kung yung hinihiling mo, yung tulad na yung sa anak ko na huwag na magkakasakit. Ang inano ko lang sa poon is, hanggat kaya ng katawan ko, maglulubid ako. Ngayon ko sa tingin ko hindi na kaya ng katawan ko, magpuprosesyon pa rin ako sa likod na lang. Hanggat kaya.
However, due to the pandemic, the traditional celebration of the Feast of the Black Nazarene was altered. The traditional Traslasyon was replaced by the Walk of Faith. The Walk of Faith has started, and if you will notice, it's a lot more peaceful and a lot less crowded compared to the traditional Traslasyon that we used to do prior to the pandemic. For the Walk of Faith, the image of the Black Nazarene was left at the Quirino Grandstand, compared before for the Traslasyon, where the image of the Black Nazarene is transported from the Quirino Grandstand to Quiapo Church. And the devotees really try to push their way through the crowd just to make sure that they get close to the image of the Black Nazarene and maybe even get to touch this. But if you will notice, with or without the image of the Black Nazarene, thousands of devotees still showed up and joined the Walk of Faith, a proof that with or without the image, the faith is still strong. We joined the devotees in their walk. Throughout, we heard different prayers and wishes, different stories. We saw elders and teenagers, even children. Some were in groups. At 2 a.m., the sky was dark, but the lit candles brightened up the streets. The devotees prayed and sang. The Walk of Faith was much shorter than the Traslasyon. The walk from the Quirino Grandstand to Quiapo Church lasted for more than 2 hours, incomparable to the 22-hour Traslasyon in 2017 and 2018.
Unang-una sa pamilya ko, sa mga anak ko, lahat kami para hindi makasakit. Then, yung sa mother ko kasi nagda-dialysis siya, kidney disease siya, end stage na. Kaya yun, isa rin yun talaga sa namin, itong Walk of Faith at pagpahid namin, yun talaga yung purpose namin.
Once the walk reached Quiapo Church, the crowd roared with Viva Nazareno.
Ang pamamanata namin lalo sa mga ganitong Dati translasyon, ngayon walk of faith. Gagawin namin to hanggat kaya ng katawan, hanggat nakakalakad na maayos.
If this year's celebration was any proof, it's that the pandemic did not break the fate of the devotees of the Black Nazarene. For them, circumstances may change, but their fate will not. This is Neil Mercado for INQUIRER.net.